So this is the euro dollar analysis for Tuesday, the 19th of December. Now, let's have a look what have prices and where they might likely go. So we saw a rejection at 1862. We came down, respected 1771 for a bounce, rejection of the 200 period moving average. Went slightly below 1771, tested 1810, had a breakdown. We came into a bit of middle of nowhere here. I shouldn't say the middle of nowhere, but level we're looking at is in around this 1728. We turned around at in around at 1740. We didn't quite get down to the 1728, so potentially this is a higher low there. But the move to the upside, again, we were looking to see our prices reacted at 1810. So we came up to 1810 with a lot of momentum. We had this spike here, and we had a spike all the way up to this 1830, coupled with the confluence of the 400 period moving average here in black. And we've had a rejection from that 1830, coupled with the 400 period moving average, as seen by this candle with the large wick, showing that there was solid momentum, even though the bulls had tried to get prices all the way up there. It would have likely been an exhaustion candle if it did close near its highs at the end of a trend, a very large candle. So we've had a rejection before the candle closed, and we've had a follow through. So we rejected 1830. We've had a follow through down. Now, at present, we do appear to be holding the 200 period moving average marked out here in blue. So if we do hold the 200 period moving average now, if we continue to see small candles the distance covered being quite small, possibly going to look for a break to the downside to test this 1771, from which we could potentially see bias have momentum to test 1810 beyond, which we're looking for 1830. Beyond that, we're looking at 1862. These are all potential areas where we might see rejection in prices, the levels I've just mentioned. If, however, we do hold this 200 period moving average, again, we could have momentum coming to the market, and again, we'll be looking at those same levels as well. But the momentum, if we do break down from where we are at present, if we do have these small candles play out, and we have a series of smaller candles, and we do have a degree of indecisiveness, we'll have a look at 1771 if it holds. If we're not able to hold 1771, we're looking down at 1728 now. We have to be aware of the 1740, where we did turn around just more recently, but we're still looking at 1728. If we're not able to hold 1728, the very next levels that we are looking at are, just bear with me a second here. So the levels that we are looking at, if we're not able to hold 1728, we're looking at 1710. Beyond 1710, we're looking around at 1680, 1670. And if we do break down from there, we are looking for prices to head down towards, bear with me a second here, down towards that 1612. If we do break down even further, so if we do break down to the downside of beyond those 1670s, 1680s, we're looking for prices to head down towards that 1612. To the upside, however, if we do get a turnaround, we'll see how we act here in around that area of confluence around the 400 period moving average, coupled with that 1830. We've mentioned 1862, beyond which we're looking for 1910. Those are levels that we are looking at on the euro dollar. In the current context, I suppose we could potentially have an inverted head and shoulders here. So we've got a shoulder there, potentially a head, shoulder put in off the 400 period moving average here. We could have a break to the upside, possibly all the way up to the, so we've got shoulder, head, shoulder, possible break towards that 1862. Well, we have to be aware of that. We've potentially got a high, we've potentially got a lower high here. So we've got a high, got a potentially lower high again. We'll see how prices play out if we can put in a shoulder and we do get a bounce up towards that potentially 1862, more conservatively 1830. And let's just have a look at the daily chart before wrapping up here on the euro dollar. So if we head over to the daily chart on the euro dollar, degree of indecisiveness here. So on the euro dollar, so we've come up here, we've had a bit of a pullback, and the market is quite indecisive here, as you can see here. There's a series of bullish and bearish moves, so we do appear somewhat range bound. It's not a well-defined range, but we do appear range bound. Possibly the market's closing near an end of year, so that's possibly a reason why. Lower volatility and so on, less traders. But there's a degree of indecisiveness, we do appear to be setting a range, although it's not defined. And with that said, that's wrap up the euro dollar analysis. Thanks for watching.